Well, hi, and welcome to episode 14 of A Little Bit of Positive Balance in an Uncertain World with Therapy Ted and me. Okay, so I hope you've all had a good weekend. I hope you've found some rhythm to your life now and you've had um, a good time so far, that you're finding it easier to sort of settle into this new rhythm of our lives as it is now. I know some of you may actually still be going to work if you're in the essential workers category. So maybe your life hasn't changed dramatically. But for the rest of us who obviously can't work because of the situation, then we're having to find a new routine and a new rhythm. Now, today's balance is actually a little bit longer than we've had before. So we start off with an original trigger, and that's an ancestral inheritance. So this is stuff we've inherited from our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, and it's to do with traumas that may have occurred, and we've inherited the vibrational residue of that. Generally speaking, some people think that ancestral inheritance only goes back about 7 generations, and that is more common, but it can go back further than that. I've just had a client this week who we've actually had a resonance back to the sort of 1400s. So that's definitely further back than 7 generations. This is a quantum balance, I've got to say that. And the cosbats are going to be on the sacral chakra, which is to do with your emotions and also your creativity. The color is orange. So have a good look at something orange if you've got something within your eye line while this balance is going through. So first harmonic was ancestral inheritance, which we've discussed. Second harmonic was past lives, and this is old issues repeating. Now, for those of you who past lives is not part of your belief system, that's absolutely fine. It will just skip it. So that's fine. So don't worry about that. For those of you who've got who either believe in it or obviously you know what it is. For those of you who don't know whether you believe or not, it's just the concept that we all sort of reincarnate into this life with a sort of a contract of things that we are going to do in this life, and we learn whatever it is that we learn, we experience throughout the course of our lives, and then when we die, we have kind of a bit of a break, and then we come back again to learn some more. And we tend to swim in the same pool of other souls, which is possibly why we feel so comfortable with some people, or why we get that kind of deja vu feeling around places, maybe. It's obviously none of us really know about this, but I quite like the idea. Anyway, so that's the second harmonic. Third harmonic is survival mechanisms. This is overactive instincts. Again, I think all of us have got these going on, where our sort of general sense of being alert is a little bit more than it would normally be. The fourth harmonic is emotions, and this is avoidance or denial of an issue. Now, this may not be coronavirus. This may be something completely different, and it will probably be different for each of us. So we don't really need to go into that anymore. Just know that there is some avoidance or denial of an issue. Okay. The next one is blocking mobile phone frequencies. Now, I'm going to talk a bit more about frequencies while the balance is working through. So just kind of hold that thought. I'll come back to that. And then the final harmonic is ancestral healing, and this is repeating issues. So again, this will be clearing that ancestral inheritance stuff that we've got at the top of the balance. So Therapy Ted has it this end. So he's good to go. He has the harmonics, so that's fantastic, and the cosbats. So I'm going to start off with some positives, which are, there's quite a few actually. I'll just whiz through them. Quite a lot of restaurants and cafes have set up this buy an NHS hero a dinner. So if you would like to support the NHS and you would also like to support maybe your favourite restaurant or your favourite cafe, see if they're actually doing this. And if they are, then you can donate some money, which will obviously help keep the staff working and the restaurant and the cafe viable, while they also supply food to our NHS workers who are working really, really hard. One of the things that made me really smile when I read it was apparently the Prime Minister of New Zealand announced in one of her addresses that the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny have been designated as essential key workers. So they will be continuing to work, but that they will have to be practicing social isolation, so that if they don't get to your household when your tooth falls out, or maybe over Easter, they're just delayed, and at some point in the future, then they will turn up. So that children don't need to panic. I thought that was absolutely lovely. On the coronavirus story, there have been some very elderly people who actually have recovered, which has been absolutely lovely. A veteran of 104 in America has recovered, and there was a lady, I think, in Genoa who was 103. So that's really good. And Germany, because they haven't been as heavily affected for some reason, they're now taking sick from both France and Italy to give the staff in those countries, the hospital staff, a bit of a break, and the military are flying these people in. So I thought that was just a lovely way of seeing how we can help our neighbours in the bigger scale as well as the smaller scale. And the final thing, which I can't show you, but please go and have a look at it. In my stag, in a care home, Bryn Callion Care Home, the seniors have been playing Hungry Hippos with washing up bowls and little balls. It's fantastic. I have actually played adult Hungry Hippos at my local yoga studio a number of years ago. It's hilarious. Such good fun. Actually, for the way we played it, very good core workout as well. So what I wanted to talk to you today a little bit was about electromagnetic frequencies and things like the Wi-Fi frequency and your mobile phone frequencies. Now, I'm not sure what's going on. This is coming up a lot in balances with clients. So whether it's because we're using our mobile phones more, we're using our tablets more, we are using computers more, we are doing our Zoom calls, all sorts of different things. Maybe that's pulling more vibrations around us. I don't know, maybe if the mobile phone companies or the internet companies have had to increase the strength of their signals. Not quite sure what's going on here, but it definitely seems to be unsettling quite a lot of people. So I would certainly say that if you're feeling ungrounded, limit how much time you spend holding tablet or whatever, have it on a stand if you're watching, so you're not actually physically holding it. Certainly if you've got any issues with your sleep, do not watch anything on a tablet, a phone, or a computer within 2 hours of going to sleep, because that will keep your brain much more active. It's something to do with the light. So television is fine, and obviously actually reading on sort of like a Kindle, as long as you're not holding it, is absolutely fine. So again, have it on a little stand, and make sure you turn the I think on Kindles you can turn the light so that it becomes like a night light, so you don't get that disturbance that's going to disturb the brain. So just investigate whatever tablet you have if you do read ebooks. So the other thing that you can do is you can really sort of concentrate on grounding yourself. Sort of actually every now and again, spend some time just sitting with your feet flat on the ground and deep breathing, and really get that connection into the ground. You know, if you can get outside and just stand on sort of the grass and really feel the energies coming through from the earth, then I think that would be of real benefit to all of us. So hopefully this will settle down. But it's just interesting because it's coming up an awful lot more. So Therapy Ted is getting to the end of this particular balance at the moment. Yes, he's finished that one now. So all of those bits and pieces are now done. If you want any more advice on how you can ground yourself or protect, then please just, you know, make a comment and I'll have a look at the comments and I'll answer as best that I can. The colour red is very grounding. There are various crystals that you can use. If you have some crystals, I can help with that. And if you're more concerned about like your mobile phone frequencies, there are various things that you can buy. I sell the Quantum K resonators, and these actually help balance the body. So again, if you want me to pop one of these in the post to you, then obviously just get in touch. I wear one on the back of my watch, there's one on the back of my phone, and there's one on the back of my tablet. You get 3 in the little pack. So, and that helps just keep your body nice and balanced. Right, okay, well, I think that's it for us today. And I hope you have a very good week. And I'll see you again on Friday with Therapy Ted. So that's a little bit of positive balance in an uncertain world from the two of us. Goodbye.